good day, Belize, and everybody watching. Today is such a beautiful day, very inspirational, and I wanted to share some information. I wanted to touch on a topic on blood pressure, right? I want to maybe share about what I've learned along the way, what are the probable causes, any herbs out there that we can use to alleviate the situation, and maybe is there anything in our diet that we can possibly change to avoid this high blood pressure problem. Anyway, I hope you find this video interesting. Check it out. Okay, now, probable causes of blood pressure, right? Now, dehydration. How does that work? Let's check it out. Okay, so now dehydration, right? How does that work in the cellular level? Now let's check it out, right? Now, if you're consuming table salt, more than likely you're going to be deficient in a lot of different minerals. And if you're consuming a diet that is not healthy, you're still going to be deficient. Now, what does that mean? If you notice here, this is the cell. Water is outside the cell. Now, the water needs to get in the cell. Magnesium absorbs water into the cell. Having magnesium present, you can guarantee that water is going in the cell, right? So, a diet high in sodium chloride and a diet low in minerals, you're going to have a deficiency of other minerals, but magnesium is going to be one of them. And more than likely, that's going to be one of the causes of your dehydration, right? This is also something that can cause water retention, right? So if you have water retention, more than likely you want to look at your magnesium intake and adjust it. By consuming a little bit of natural sea salt, you can guarantee that you're going to have your magnesium. So now, no salt, table salt. How does that work? Let's check it out. Okay, so now table salt, what does that do? Okay, let's check it out. Now, table salt, remember, it's only two minerals. It's only sodium, chloride. Now, sodium is outside the cell, right? But sodium is actually a carrier unit for glucose. Insulin comes in the cell, opens the door, and glucose has to come in. But sodium is what carries glucose inside the cell. Now, if there's a concentration of sodium, it's just too high. When it's going in here, transferring the glucose, it causes a problem and an imbalance between potassium and sodium. This imbalance of potassium and sodium causes the swelling or inflammation of the cell. More cells inflame, heavier the blood, body has to do one thing, adapt, and that's when it increases blood pressure. So that's one way that you can get high blood pressure. No salt will get the same results.
Grabando.
Okay, now, no sun, meaning no vitamin D. How does that affect? Let's check it out. Now, no sun, right? Now, it's very important to understand this. This is the blood cell. Keep this, just picture this. This is a blood cell. Now, this represents the environment of the blood too, right? So, keep this in mind. Healthy blood cell. Healthy blood cell, healthy blood. Now, if you notice, vitamin D comes from the sun. Now, in order for calcium to enter the cell, you need vitamin D. You don't get vitamin D, there's a lack of calcium. Lack of calcium means another thing. When calcium goes in the cell, it tags along. It has other minerals tagging along. So a deficiency in vitamin D, meaning a no sun, is a deficiency probably of calcium and other minerals. Okay, so now we've learned what deficiencies of minerals can do, right? So no greens, that can cause high blood pressure, because as we know, greens, the greener the leaves, the higher the mineral content. So try to consume your greens, right? No greens can cause blood pressure problems. Inactivity, meaning that we don't move a lot. We don't really get out and walk. Inactivity, including with an unhealthy diet, yes, that can cause a little bit of blood pressure problems. Too much corn oil or vegetable oil. These are synthetic oils. These make the blood sticky and polluted. Yes, this can cause blood pressure problems. No fat, and no fat diet is very dangerous, you know. A lot of our body uses fat to, especially for cellular health. So fat is important, healthy fats, right? So high sugar diet with a high carbohydrate diet. Now, one of the most high carb diets that we have, or foods that we have, is wheat. We have breads, pastas, and cakes. We have so many things that come from the wheat, and this causes a high carb diet. This too can cause blood pressure problems. And last but not least, constant distress, meaning that you're stressing. It could be chemical stress, emotional stress, physical stress. Stress regardless. The body produces stress hormones. Constant stressing will elevate blood pressure. So as you can see, these are some of the causes of blood pressure. Okay, so now this here is chancapiedra. This too you can use to alleviate high blood pressure. Very easy to use. You can use the whole plant, use it in a cup of water to about this right here, and you can drink this for up to 3 weeks. After that, you should have a lot of blood health stabilization. Okay, so now this is callaloo. See, dark green leaves. This right here, you can just chop it up and put it in your food. This too you can use to lower your blood pressure. High in minerals. Easy to use. Okay, so now this one is called verbena or vervain. This one too you can use to regulate blood pressure. Very easy to use. You can take the leaves, make it into a tea, and you can drink it 2 to 3 times a day, up to 3 weeks if you'd like. Very, very powerful medicine. It's not only going to alleviate your blood pressure, but it'll do a lot of other things. Okay, now this one is lemongrass, very popular in Belize, and this too you can use to regulate blood pressure. It's very easy to use. Just turn it into a tea. You can drink it with honey, no honey, just like that, and it's a great, powerful medicine. Okay, now this one right here is called yanten. Another name is plantain. But this yanten right here is very easy to use. It's powerful medicine, and you can use this too to lower blood pressure. You can take a few leaves, turn it into a tea, drink it twice a day for a few weeks, and you're gonna see a lot more than just your pressure regulate. Very good medicine. So this one is jackass bitters. Another name is tres puntas or mano de lagarto. Very bitter, but this too is another medicine that you can use to regulate blood pressure. Very easy to use. Turn it into a tea, drink it 2 times a day, and you're sure to have your blood pressure regulated. Strongbach. Strongbach, another name than pega pega, but strongbach too, you can use it to regulate blood pressure. Very easy to use. You can use the whole plant, turn it into a tea, drink it. You can drink this for as long as you'd like. It does very high mineral content. Good stuff. Now this one is sorosi, bitter melons. Yes, and sorosi you can use to regulate blood pressure. Very easy to use, but you only drink this 3 times for the week, and you could do it for about 4 weeks, but only 3 times for the week. Take it into a cup, drink it 2 times a day. Very good medicine right here. Okay, so now the very popular moringa. Yes, moringa can be used to regulate blood pressure. Moringa is full of vitamins, full of minerals, and that's why it works. How to drink it: you could take the leaves, the stem, the bark. You can take almost anything from moringa and turn it into a tea, and you put it in your body. It will do great benefits. You can drink the tea of this 2 to 3 times a day. I recommend to drink it during the day better, and it works perfectly. Okay, so now I've shared with you some of the causes of high blood pressure. I've shared some plants that we can use to alleviate that problem, and I've also touched on some foods maybe we can change, the salt, the oils, to have our blood pressure regulate. Now I'd like to share one more thing before we go. Now some of us might still end up being recommended by a doctor to maybe have a blood thinner to reduce that blood pressure, and now the most popular blood thinner is that aspirin. Now before you take that aspirin, I'd like to share some information really quick. What I have here is some research on aspirin, right? So now let me read this really quick. This source is from American Association for Cancer Research. This was published on October 27, 2003. Now it says here, daily aspirin use linked to pancreatic cancer. Although the medical and drug industries have been silent about the damaging effects of the drug, including severe GI bleeding and ulcers. GI bleeding meaning gastrointestinal bleeding. Now, I'd like to share the other one with you. It says here, and this one was on September 13, 2000. It says here, the researchers noted that conventional non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs are associated with a spectrum of toxic effects, something which many patients are likely unaware of. Okay, so you can make a conscious decision about your own health. If you choose the natural way, great. Just remember one thing, right? Our body is designed to re-heal, to reconstruct, to regenerate. Our body is designed to fix itself as long as we give the right materials, right? All right, then. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.